Is it somewhere in this? I didn't see anything, but I may have missed something too. Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, not creepy at all. What up guys, Autopop here. I am back at Autopsy Simulator. I have not played this in a while. I think I played either the first part, like episode of it, or like a demo version the last time I played, well, first time I played this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to continue again. I am hoping to be more intrigued and by how this game functions. But yeah, I played the first chapter the last time. Got it. Maybe demo, I was thinking of a different game. Sea Investigators, maybe that's what I was thinking.
Did this?
That's
Have anything
right.
valuable? Oh God. Oh God. What am I supposed to do now?
Check the trinket box.
Great. That's all I need. Ooh, what if it was Red Pete?
Yeesh. This is rough, buddy.
I need my pills.
Okay, take my pills in the bathroom.
I can't get my thoughts together.
That's right. This guy definitely has some mental issue. I think some trauma, like PTSD, as a result of something that happened to his wife.
Okay. I'm gonna have to report this to the police. Christ. Why did the neighbors not report anything?
So yeah, somebody should have been able to hear this. And where's the phone at? Is there? Oh, there's a wall phone. That's right. No, cordless wall phone, actually.
Stephen?
Now, Jack, I told you, I'm going for a drink with you for another night in a row.
That's not why I'm ringing. Although I could do with one. Someone broke into my apartment.
What? Did anyone see anything? Have you called the police yet?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, no one contacted me. As for the police, I'm calling right now, officer.
All right. Do you want me to head around? Look for any trace evidence?
I don't know.
You alright?
No, I guess not. Honestly, I don't have the strength to deal with it right now.
What were they looking for?
I just want to
is the
down.
question.
Are you
Is it
sure?
just a random,
No
random robbery?
I think so. I'm sorry. I just wanted to calm down a bit. I don't know. That's probably some stupid joke.
Yeah, but it
Only
might
money
not
was
be.
stolen.
Money? From Alice's box? Oh, fuck. Listen, I can come over. I have the key. I'll drop by, do what I need to do, and you go get some sleep.
No, don't trouble yourself. Lately, I've been just so tired and distracted. I don't know. Maybe I forgot to close the apartment door on my way to work. If anything else is missing, I'll let you know and call the police.
All right. Just make sure you close it tonight. If you see anything weird tomorrow, let me know. Whoever did this may be watching you.
I don't think anyone is dumb enough to come back.
You're probably right. Take care, Jack.
Me.
If you need anything, call me.
I promise.
9 out
I
of 10
will.
times he's
Thanks,
probably
Stephen.
right.
Sorry to bother you again. I've just been all over the place lately.
It's not a problem. Good night, Jack.
Good night.
Can I?
What? I guess I should clean this shit up. Where to start?
Yeah.
Maybe I could barricade the door with this. I should pack this thing away. I have no interest in DIY at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm
not
sure
so much.
I won't get caught up in these papers. Alice's family should really have some of these.
Yeah.
What a mess.
For real.
Now, if only I could blame this on the burglars.
Mm.
It seems like the burglar wasn't looking for anything here. Actually, I'm not surprised. To be honest, I could leave it like this. There you go.
Could, but
I
heck,
still
even
don't
I wouldn't.
understand why Alice liked this painting so much.
It's very pretty. Is that like a cherry blossom tree? I like that. Yeah, the dialogue for this game, I will say, doesn't feel completely natural. It feels a little bit stale, I guess.
Hi.
I think I'm just tired. Shit. The glass in this thing needs to be replaced. That's enough for now. Jeez, I'm exhausted. I'll get the rest in the morning.
Is the door... Okay, it's the door locked? I don't know. don't know if the door's locked. Clean up Jack's apartment after the burglary. Yeah, oh no, I got it. Damn. Yeah, 9 times out of 10.
Oh yeah, I should take my pills.
Wait, what? Everything... What? What the fuck just happened? Wait, did I clean up stuff? Did I clean up other stuff? What just...
I feel like it takes me forever to finish these things.
Change
That's enough.
What?
It will never look clean. I need to quickly change and finish getting ready. I'm gonna be late for work again.
Well, yeah, but you got your place broken into.
Got my
That's
keys,
different.
got my files. Check. Time to go. Remember to close the door properly, Jack. I'll ask the neighbors tomorrow if they saw anything suspicious.
Okay.
I wonder if Ridley fixed the coffee machine.
Wait, did he clean up more at some point, like off screen or something? Because if not, something very weird is going on. This man might have some kind of disorder, something of some kind. Yeah, if he did clean it like more off screen or off like out of the game, that's different. Then I'm just crazy. That's entirely possible,
Maybe a bit
honestly.
optimistic. I'd better grab a coffee on the way.
Not the worst idea. I'd like to grab a coffee, but unfortunately because of Thankmas, I'm barred from having coffee for a whole week, although I can resume on Tuesday. You'd think I would have started on Monday, but I forgot, so I have to start Tuesday instead.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Seemed like it. Ah.
I wonder who Stephen brought in today.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Ridley. Oh, he's not here yet?
Yeah.
No, I'll do without him.
Yep. Push the trolley. This trolley? Okay, game's freaking out on me just then. Push the trolley. Hello, dear. I've got a
Almost
trolley.
there.
Can you see my trolley? I don't know why I keep saying it in a British accent. That's fun.
Now for the tough part.
Yep.
The body needs to be moved.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Ridley when you need him?
Okay. And time to
All right.
transfer and
I
switch
just
the
need
body.
Some gloves and my apron.
Yep.
Then I can get to work.
Yep. Man, you are having a rough time, aren't you?
I'm going to need my tape recorder for this.
Start the voice recorder lying on the desk.
Autopsy dated November 22nd, 1991. 7:32 p.m. Led by Dr. Jack Hammond.
Information on the
I'll
file.
begin by verifying the identity of the Jane Doe.
Bipolar disorder.
It's most likely Harper Lloyd, age 35.
Got
Found
it.
in a well-owned house by her neighbors Leonard and Dorothy Chelsea. Reported missing for a week.
Huh?
Firefighters found the body after the Chelsea family began
Damn.
complaining that their tap water tasted strange. That at one
Oh,
point
that's not good.
had begun to smell and turn a dark color.
You know what? That reminds me of the time, or not of the time, but it reminds me of the case where a woman was discovered in a water tank atop a building. There was some video evidence that suggested she went there of her own accord, but there's no explanation for why she went into, like, we're talking huge, like 5 to 10 foot water tanks or something like that. There was a bunch of big ones on the roof of the apartment complex. It was, I can't remember the victim's name, but it was a pretty well-known case because it still has never been solved to this day, I think. Or was attributed to some kind of mental issue or something like that.
It is also known that the deceased was diagnosed with affective bipolar disorder.
Goodness.
Harper was placed on drug therapy, which she dropped out of fairly regularly. During her treatment,
Not uncommon.
she was under the care of her common-law partner, Richard Benson, professional truck driver.
Alright.
The last person who had contact with the deceased was her partner. Harper's last message read as follows: "I'm gonna take a shit in their stupid well. Then we'll see who has the last laugh." Nice one.
Oh, so then if that's the case, there's a good chance, if the message is legitimate, there's a good chance she probably fell in on accident, but...
Police records also show that Mrs. Lloyd was in constant conflict with her neighbors.
Mm.
The constant parties and subsequent brawls made living in the area nearly impossible, especially when Lloyd's partner wasn't around.
Mm.
I proceed to open the bag and check. The most important task in forensic identification of a drowned person is to distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water. Okay,
Ooh.
that could have been worse.
Yeah.
I carefully removed the victim's clothes so as not. The deceased was found. One shoe was missing. I'm going to need the camera to document all possible suspicious marks.
Right, where's the camera? There's the camera. Ah, yeah, it's one of these old ones. Creates.
Definitely
Is this
the
one that
first thing
creates
that stands
Polaroids?
out is the very advanced post-mortem gigantism.
Quick camera. Come on, I'm trying to get a good one.
The skin of the
That ought to
deceased
do it.
appears very delicate, smooth, and relaxed from being in the water for a long time.
That is
The
true.
whole body is extremely pale.
Oh yeah. And marks on the body to photograph. Oh yeah, that's interesting for sure.
There are
Wow.
bruises and hemorrhages on the neck. These usually occur due to increased inhalation
Mm-hmm.
when fighting to breathe underwater.
Yep. Hmm. Look at those contusions. Holy shit.
Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body.
Mhm.
That is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased.
Lividity. Hmm. It's an
It's
interesting
likely
mark.
that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out.
Yeah. Makes sense. Hmm.
The so-called washerwoman's skin on the feet. The
Mhm.
deceased had indeed been in the water for a long time.
Oh yeah. That much is apparent. Same with her hands too.
The skin on the hands can be easily separated from the body.
Mhm.
The separation takes the form of a glove.
No, yeah, I mean, you actually can, depending on what happened, you can easily remove somebody's skin from their hand and sort of wear it like some kind of skin glove. It's weird, but it does happen.
There are some obvious scratches on the skin.
Probably when she fell down the well. However she fell, you know. Pin photos to the photo board. Ah, that's right.
So, after the preliminary exam,
Yep.
it's time to take a closer look at this.
Yep.
Today's date.
Oh, I just click
The
her body.
deceased was closed.
Mhm.
Rigor mortis does not need to be checked. Based on
No.
the state of decay, you can be sure it has subsided.
Yeah, water ends up making ends up kind of doing some weird stuff with the oh jeez. Water ends up yielding some unusual results with decomposition. It can speed things along, but it also creates an appearance of decomposition that's very different from most normal forms of decomposition when, say, above ground or underground. With the magnifying glass.
Where to start? We see thick white foam in the mouth of the deceased,
Mhm.
resulting from pulmonary edema.
Yep.
Foam is a characteristic in deaths due to drowning.
Easy peasy. She's got one eye missing, which isn't entirely unsurprising, you know, because the eyes can either get fished out by, like, you know, animals and microbes, but this was in a well, so that's a little bit less likely, or it can simply just decompose and just float right out.
The spots have a purplish blue-red hue,
Huh?
which is a typical sign of the death of the organism.
Yep. That's lividity. That's what that look like. That's pretty good.
There are obvious scratches on the skin, especially on the back and hands.
Mhm.
These could be defensive wounds, evidence of some sort of altercation prior to death.
Potentially, but there's not enough information to tell for sure.
No obvious signs of struggle. The skin on the hands would have easily peeled away from the flesh. Some of the fingers have already lost their nails.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Not unheard of.
Yep, pretty typical. Livor mortis are formed as a result of putrefaction of blood in the veins.
No. No, you did not just say that. It's not putrefaction, it's putrefaction. There is a difference between these two words. Okay, I guess the better way to explain this is that technically they do both mean the same thing, but they're spelled very differently. The way that he said it versus the way it was spelled in the subtitles, completely different. Putrefaction has P-U-T-R-I-F I-C-A-T-I-O-N. The way that it was spelled was P-U-T-R-E-F-A-C-T-I-O-N, which is putrefaction. Again, technically the same thing, but he pronounced it
Due to the fact
wrong.
that the deceased was wearing shoes all the time, her feet are in better condition than her hands. Nevertheless, we can still notice a clear, wavy skin and the so-called washerwoman's skin texture.
Yep.
Okay, that's probably enough to indicate a direction for further examination.
Highlight the previously found wounds in the clipboard mannequin. Oh, I needed to be on the body itself.
Down in the records, marks found on the neck and foaming at the mouth are typical signs of drowning people.
Mm-hmm.
Those abrasions appear relatively fresh. No healing or scarring is visible. There doesn't seem to be anything unusual about this livor mortis.
Not so much.
Hands heavily wrinkled from submersion in water. Typical washerwoman skin.
Same with the
Diffuse
feet.
spots are caused by blood rotting in the veins. Considering the deceased's
That's
penchant for
autolysis.
drinking alcohol, it could have been a mere accident. In this case, the question is, was drowning an accident or of suicidal intent? Maybe
True.
it's just abrasion, or maybe the result of a fight and being pushed into a well.
Potentially.
Their distribution suggests that the victim was probably lying on her back when fished out of the water.
Mhm.
Fortunately, the skin on the hands didn't fall off. Otherwise, a simple trip, loss of balance, and as a result, you end up in a deep hole with no way out. Livor mortis of a
Yep.
different color could indicate poisoning with carbon monoxide, cyanides, or nitrates. However,
That's true.
this is not the case here. That's all for now.
I don't remember usually what the color differentiation is for, livor mortis in regards to, say, carbon monoxide poisoning. I know that there is some kind of coloration difference. I just can't remember exactly how. So most likely it was just an accident. Look down the
Before I
clipboard.
begin the dissection, I'll make sure the suggested identity is correct. The suitcase with the fingerprint equipment should be around here somewhere.
I just needed to back out. Is it somewhere in this? I didn't see anything, but I may have missed something too. Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, not creepy at all.
Oh, here it is. With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads and the fingers tends to shrink. To remove these shrinkages, a mixture of glycerin or air is used.
This one's pretty good.
If the body of the deceased is well preserved,
Which in this case, it
fingerprinting
looks
is
like it
similar
could
to
be.
that of a living person.
Hmm?
The fingerprint sheet should always be checked. Slipping fingers, too much or too little ink, or inaccurate hand position can make fingerprints illegible. I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her. Glycerin is injected successively between the nail and the skin of each finger. The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles.
Huh? Ooh, you can slowly see the fingerprints starting to form. Let's see. I've seen some loops for sure. They all look like loops so far.
Now I take a brush. Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink.
Oh, I have to press down. Whoopsie daisy. I'll brush the entire palm with pigment. Okay, got it. That's right, because they usually do entire palms for deceased individuals, especially in this condition.
I think it's enough.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
getting
so too.
in the case of drowning victims, you have to be extremely careful.
Mhm.
The skin may fall off the hand like a glove when you take the print.
Yep. Leave the
I'll use
corpse.
the fax machine to add the print into the system. Green button, and...
Boop. Fingers crossed that we're able to get something useful.
Once the data uploads, I'll run the prints against the police database on the computer.
Computer using
Great.
police database.
Data's there.
Right, here we
Click
go.
Upload.
Uh-huh.
Now, go through the database and find a matching print. Expect possible hours of fun.
No, not quite. Well, actually, that one is. Let's see.
One more.
Oh yeah, that's definitely,
Analyze button.
that's actually pretty close. I mean, if you look at all the second level detail.
And we have a result.
Alright.
Everyone has a story to tell,
Yep.
even if it's just a police record.
Matching results.
So, as predicted, the deceased turned out
Harper
to be
Lloyd.
Harper Lloyd. That went smoothly. I'll
Mhm.
print this out and attach it to the medical records.
That was pretty solid. Yeah, it was pretty obvious because only one of them was a whirl.
Great. Now we can go back to my inspection.
Right, turn to the autopsy. Beautiful.
I'm adding the name of the deceased.
Right.
I'll start the internal examination by taking fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the nose will do the trick. If the victim was alive when she fell into the well, she must have swallowed water fighting for her life.
Probably.
And then diatoms, characteristics of pooled water like a well, got into the body.
Yep.
In the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm sure
Yep.
that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the
About
well
to say
where police found the body.
there's no microscope in here, but I know that there is in here. At least I'm pretty sure there was. I'm blind. There is one in here. Should have guessed, honestly.
Now I need to adjust the knobs properly
Ah,
and place the I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Oh, oh, I'm finally starting. Oh, I'm finally starting to see. It's not. And perfect.
no, not quite. Oh, close.
Great.
Ooh.
This way I'll see if I'm. It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid, but rather a bad focus. And it's not a dirty. And perfect.
Is it perfect? Ooh,
As
hang on.
expected, we find the aforementioned algae in the solution.
Uh-huh.
Their upper part, Epitheca, which overlaps the lower, Hypotheca, is clearly visible.
Now see, this aspect I didn't study
The
too
presence of
much.
diatoms in the brain samples taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she fell into the water and was possibly conscious.
Yeah, this aspect I didn't study as much since I'm not as familiar into the lab side of things, but more into the
Since
field
there
side.
were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the body. Studies of the rest of the organs will most likely confirm this hypothesis.
So I have to take samples from other organs and see if there are diatoms in there. Which, if you weren't aware, diatoms are essentially like microorganisms, like algae. I think they are. So they're pretty common in a variety of wet environments.
I can finally get to the practical part.
Let's do
I
the
must
scalpel.
be extra careful because the skin of the deceased is very stretched. I wouldn't want an explosion here.
Huh? Right.
You can immediately see a very large swelling of the organs.
Oh yeah.
In addition, all internal organs are very congested.
Oh yeah.
I proceed to remove the rib cage.
Right.
It's easy to see that the ribs have been imprinted in the lungs. So, I'm going to start by drawing blood from the lungs for testing for diatoms.
Come on.
If diatoms were only present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs and proceed to their examination. Taking the lungs in my hand, I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of water emphysema.
Yep.
In addition,
Emphysema.
there's significant
Great
swelling
word.
of the organs, and as a result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs. The emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is characteristic of drowning.
Yeah, emphysema is basically like damage to the air sacs, essentially. So, I mean, you can tell just by its general appearance. Advanced emphysema. Oh yeah. You can tell how like taut it is.
Corpses found in water are worth examining with a tomograph. However, I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic technology. A bucket and water.
Ah. Okay, the bucket and storage room to perform the test. Got it. Okay, this is not the storage room, that's the lab.
Huh?
I'm sorry. That's my office. Storage. So crazy.
I hope no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this.
Yep.
Historically, the lung float test is used to detect infanticide.
Basically, like the
Water
death
should
of
be at room
infants.
temperature.
Killing an infant, essentially.
That's enough.
Alright.
To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water.
Mm-hmm.
This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to bring them here. Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. Gases released during decomposition could also give. In this case, however, it's about something else. Namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs.
I don't know too much about the drown test.
To
I
test
know
for
of
this,
it, but
I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to see if they fall or if they will float on the surface.
and they sink.
Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily.
Yep, no, they sank real fast.
Fluid could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it could also be the result of bacterial infections or cancer, so further investigation is needed. I move on to dissecting the lungs of the deceased. You can hear the distinct, very unpleasant crackling of the tissues being cut through. The parenchyma is remarkably pale, although small
I
hemorrhagic
actually don't know
foci
that word.
and petechia are present on the surface. All right. Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope.
Got it.
If we find 20 diatoms on the slide, it can be considered drowning, and our result is not false positive due to possible contaminations. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Great. This way, the aperture. Oh. The aperture still. Oh. I'm finally starting to see something here. And perfect.
Alright. Oh, here we go.
As expected. In solution, the diatoms are clearly visible.
There's quite a
There
few
are
of them,
smaller
too.
and larger clusters of them. There will definitely be more than 20 of them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, that's pretty conclusive.
I'll make a note of all this. So far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning.
Yep,
Well, the procedure requires me to check everything anyway.
pretty much.
So, I move on to checking the other organs. I ligate the heart, and then remove it for strongly developed putrefactic hemolysis. The organ can be seen at first glance. Apart
Yeah, I
from
noticed that.
no signs of a heart attack or other heart disease.
Oop. What did I do? I think I bugged out the game on accident. Crap. There we go. Now signs of disease, strongly developed putrefactive hemolysis resulted from drowning.
I move on to the next organ. This time, it's the liver.
It's the liver. Come on.
It's immediately apparent that the deceased didn't care for herself.
Not so
Like
much.
most organs, her liver is enlarged and severely congested. The beginnings of cirrhosis are visible in some areas.
Ooh, cirrhosis. I know this one. I think it's just like
I transfer the organ to
scarring,
a board and
like
proceed
general
to
scarring,
dissect.
but it could have a multiple. There could be multiple reasons or multiple causes of it. Ah, dissect the liver on the cutting board. Okay. Alright. Let's be very careful now.
The cross-section clearly shows dilated veins and many small hemorrhagic foci.
She didn't take care of her liver and she was probably an alcoholic. I'm not surprised.
I must admit that this is quite a feat, considering the rather young age of the deceased. Harper enjoyed drinking so much that she might not have lasted a few more years.
Are you really surprised? Based on the damage of that liver?
I move on to the stomach. I take a sample of the fluid for testing.
Right, so here we go. Take a sample.
It looks very turbid. I'll see what happens after spinning.
Oh.
That's in a moment. Now, I carefully ligate the organ, then cut it off.
So turbid basically means that it's not clear. Like there's a lot of stuff in it, essentially.
It's
I work with
enlarged,
turbidity instruments, so
probably
I know
full
about
of
turbid.
putrid gases.
Oh yeah.
I transfer it to the board and carefully open it, checking the contents.
Got it. Yeah, even I could tell it was quite enlarged. Most definitely.
One thing you'd never get used to is how much this desk smells.
Stomach contents will typically be that way, whether it's decomposed or not. It could be decomposed or fresh, and it's still gonna stink up a storm.
Okay.
Same with the intestines.
The stomach is full of fluid and unidentified organic matter, which is probably leftover food. So let's check the diatoms. Again. But in a centrifuge for a change. The problem with examining drowned people is being able to show whether the death was due to drowning or whether something else contributed to the death. Cramp, heart attack, drugs, homicide, or some accident.
Yeah.
Such an analysis requires viewing from different angles and a careful interpretation of the collected data, including those from the field.
Wait.
That's why it's so important to collect as many samples as possible. Unfortunately.
Centrifuges in here. Yep. Yeah, there could be a number of reasons
is one
for
last
why
little
somebody
sample.
drowned. Yeah, so did you see how not transparent that sample was? Yeah, it's turbid. It's got a lot of stuff in it. Presence of diatoms, 35 minutes at 25% speed. 25. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. That's not spinning fast enough. But that's okay, there are some limitations with the animations, that's fine. Alright, let's see what we got.
Done. I'll run it directly into the chromatograph and run it against the data from the police.
Alright, so chromatograph in
I'm
here.
certain the analysis will show similarities between the fluid
Into the
and
rack.
water in Chelsea's well.
It's not there. Okay, so it must be in the lab. Which would make sense, that kind of stuff usually is in the lab, not necessarily in the coroner's office. Ah, there it is. Knew it was gonna be in here. Figured as much.
Let me think. 3 milliliters should be fine.
Oh, it's making me take it from all the way down
Now
there.
it's
I
the
don't like to do
chromatograph's
that.
turn.
Alright, what data you got for me? Okay.
Yes. The water sample matches the one provided by the police.
Okay.
Well, the results are quite clear. I was hoping it would be a more interesting case.
Water matches, which means, yeah, it's not interesting.
More diatoms. Analysis indicates the same origin. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
There's little left to do. Not interesting. Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. I'm moving to the board for further inspection.
Alright.
I
Interesting.
dissect the trachea and open the organ.
Alright. Let's go.
Inside, I
Oh.
find A wedding ring? This is interesting.
That's new.
Based on the size, I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring. Quite standard from the outside.
Oh, there's a date on it.
An engraving inside.
Yeah, 9/13/1980. Okay.
What the
What?
fuck? But this is my ring.
What?
Alice's ring.
What?
But how did
What?
it? How did it? But this should be at home. I have it. At home.
Oh, that's not good.
I have to check this out. Where are my meds? Where the fuck are my meds? Huh? Jesus Christ!
Oh.
Hope
Okay.
these all make it go away.
Okay. I guess I didn't?
I have to check the apartment. It can't be. Jesus Christ! Mr. Ridley. Mr. Ridley!
What's all the ruckus?
I need to go home. Immediately.
What? Now?
I
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
I have to. Have you seen anyone here this morning? Anybody suspicious?
No, there was no one. Dorothy was, but only for a moment, then she left. What's wrong with you, Hammond?
Okay. Thanks.
What about the corpse?
I'll come back, I promise. Jesus Christ!
Oh man, you are not doing well, my man. I mean, that is... If...
I have to check this out.
I mean, yeah, if that is your wife's wedding ring, that's not good. If it's not, then you're insane. But if it is, there's something bad going on here.
This can't be real. Where is it? Where is it?
There's what?
Where?
Nope, not that way. This way.
Please. It's not here.
No, I didn't notice it.
It's not.
I noticed it wasn't there.
I need to go.
Steven, oh
This
boy.
is sick. Fuck.
Shit.
Come on, Steven. Pick up the fucking phone.
What's up, man?
They took the ring.
What? What ring? What are you talking about?
They took the wedding ring. Alice's wedding ring.
One sec. You mean burglary? You said nothing was missing.
Yes, I know that. I don't know. I was jittery. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know, but that's not the worst of it.
Calm down, Jack. Breathe. What happened?
I found it in the trachea of the deceased I was working on. Do you understand? I pulled it out of a dead woman's trachea.
What?
I don't know what's going on. You think Red Pete wants revenge? He's playing with me. Huh? I knew it.
You have
I
dissociative
knew it from
identity
the
disorder, and
beginning.
this is all
is
you're
going to
doing.
happen. I didn't make it up.
Jack, listen to me. Try to calm down. Don't leave the apartment. I'll be with you right away, okay? I'm on my way.
What sane person would do something like that? How? And when? When the fuck? Fucking Ridley lets in whoever he likes as usual.
Okay,
What are you saying? Steven? Don't leave me, man. Come on. Fuck. Oh, God, what now? Okay, just calm down. Just calm down. I
go to your
need
desk and pour yourself a drink.
I
Oh,
need a
jeez.
drink.
This is the last thing you need right now, man.
Jesus. What's going on?
What happened to the animation there? There's no liquid. Well, there is kind of now.
Just one sip more.
My man.
Yep.
I mean, if he did actually find her ring in the trachea of a dead woman, that's disturbing. That's concerning. For sure. Ooh. Oh.
Just one sip more. Oh, God.
Oh man, you are not doing good.
All right. I can't do it anymore. These reports will kill me one day. I'll have to finish it over the weekend.
Well, yeah, that's
It's time to go to work.
no, it's time to go to work another
I
day.
should take out the trash first.
No, it's time to take out the trash another day.
Jesus.
No, let's fuck another day.
Just ignore it.
I'm not answering the phone because that took me quite a bit of time. Mostly because I had to replay a segment because I think I kind of broke the game a little on accident. I almost thought I broke it a second time, but then I managed to fix that somehow. If what's happening is actually happening, there's something very disturbing and concerning going on here, whether it's of Jack's doing or Red Pete, I believe his name was, or somebody else entirely. In any case, I'm gonna end it right here. I will answer the phone next time. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry I didn't discuss as much today, but I was just fascinated and enthralled by the information that he was presenting, and some of it was already information from the previous case, so like in terms of like the scientific principles, that is. So besides, he explained it pretty well. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and as usual, until the next video, guys, check you laters.